What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, Seekers. You guys already know what we do here, man, on this channel, man. We break down scary, creepy videos, man, from TikTok videos to IG reels, man, to freaking YouTube videos, anything weird, usual, creepy you can find right here on this channel. Just want to thank you, Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, who's been subbing up to the channel. Appreciate that. Found this video for you guys today, man. We seeking the truth just like you. Let's check it out.
These are pictures with horrifying backstories, part 3. In 1979, a woman named Elvita Adams attempted to commit suicide by jumping off the Empire State Building. She then jumped off the 86th floor, but something crazy happened. She was blown back into the building on the 85th floor by a strong gust of wind, and she survived the whole ordeal. Next is an extremely rare photo of Ted Bundy with his girlfriend's daughter in 1975. At first glance, nothing's creepy of it. He's just hanging out with her daughter and playing with the dog. But in the year of 1975 alone, Ted Bundy murdered 9 women. This is the final moments of Andre Mazzetto before he plunged over 600 feet to his death in front of his girlfriend, while trying to retrieve his phone that he dropped near the edge of the cliff. This is just so sad because he gave his life technically to save his phone. Just remember, your phone is not more important than your life. Next is a picture of a man who is about to be executed using the execution device called the garrote. The garrote is an execution device that is documented to have been used in the 1st century BC Rome. This torture method found its way into modern history. The people that were sentenced to die by the garrote would sit with a metal clap around their neck before the executioner turned the screw that would theoretically burst their brainstem, killing the person almost instantly. Up first, in 2013, a 16-year-old girl named Yi Ming-yong survived the Asian Flight 214 plane crash at San Francisco Airport. However, moments after the crash, she was fatally ran over by a responding fire truck arriving at the scene. This is absolutely awful, and what are the odds of this? Next up is a photo of a young man holding his old diseased heart after a heart transplant. But sadly, he died shortly after the operation. This is just so sad, but I'm happy he found happiness in his final moments of life.
Yo, can we talk about that?
That's freaking crazy, bro. Like, all those pictures, man, having a deeper meaning to what it actually seems, bro. Like the freaking guy who plumbed to his demise, man, or a cell phone, man. Like, me personally, bro, if a cell phone's on a ledge, like you said, bro, it's not worth your life, man. Just goes to show you, bro, like how like pictures, bro, they have a different meaning, man. You can think of pictures all sweet and innocent, but there's actually like a dark story behind it, bro. You never know. That's why you gotta pay attention to the detail, Seekers.
That time a whale caught feelings for a whole person? No, not this one. Definitely not this one. This is Tina the beluga. And for reference, belugas are everything we thought dolphins were before we grew up and realized they're just water-loving Weinsteins and aquatic Cosbys. Belugas are strictly good vibes. They're playful, social, intelligent, and if you haven't smiled today, go look at why they're called the canaries of the sea. Now back to Tina. So the story goes, Tina was separated from her pod as a baby and was found and put in a South Korean aquarium, but like the new kid in class, she had trouble adjusting and making friends. And there's nothing sadder than a lonely luga. One of her keepers noticed and started giving her special attention. Yeah, not like this. He would spend more time with her than anybody else, would spoil her with extra treats, you know, the whole 9 yards. Look at that face. His too. Eventually, Tina started doing better, but something became abundantly clear. Old girl caught feelings. Best believe, Tina made sure to keep it cute when her favorite mans was around, but if anyone else tried to get the same attention from her, she'd go colder than the Arctic Circle she was spawned in. Oh, and don't let her catch you standing next to her mans, because Tina would personally extinguish anyone who didn't mind their distance. And if anyone else tried to pay her attention, like EBT after tax season, you'd get declined. Eventually, keepers got her to make friends with the other belugas in the aquarium, specifically 2 males. But don't think for a second that meant she ever forgot about her first. The more you know.
She really caught feelings for that. That guy, I guess, who took her care of her since she was like, a baby, bro. Man, I didn't know. I guess their feelings can be like that. Freaking animals' feelings can be that, freaking strong. You learn something new every day, Seekers, bro. Like, imagine, man, if an animal fall in love with you. That's kind of weird, bro. What do you guys think?
federal court has ruled that Alabama will be allowed to execute a killer by suffocating him to death with nitrogen. 58-year-old Kenneth Eugene Smith will tonight become the first person in the U.S. and possibly the world to be executed by nitrogen hypoxia after his appeal that it was untested and could lead to a cruel death was rejected by a federal court. Smith spent more than 3 decades on death row over a 1989 murder-for-hire plot, and last year survived a botched attempt to kill him by lethal injection after staff at Holman Prison in Atmore spent 90 minutes trying to find a vein. The execution is set to take place tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Most Evil is Children Part 1.
The thing that got to me is talking about how he survived, I guess, that freaking injection, man. What the hell were they doing, bro? People weren't doing their freaking jobs right, man. If he somehow freaking survived that, bro. And now they're speaking new laws, bro. Freaking execution laws, man. They're getting scared, bro. Gotta do my research on that one, Seekers.
1. Mary Bell. Mary Bell was born from a 17-year-old sex worker in England. Throughout this little girl's childhood, she was always abused. From her own mother and from her mother's clients. That's when she decided to take her anger out on other people. The day before her 11th birthday, she took this little boy into an abandoned house and strangled him. His name was Martin Brown. Her and her friend Norma Brown even went to a nursery home and trashed it, but the cops let it go because they thought it was a sick prank. Then they took this little boy named Brian Howe by the nursery and also strangled him. Mary did unspeakable things to his body. She was then convicted of manslaughter and deemed a psychopath. She was locked up for 12 years but then got released in 1980 at the age of 23. She was then given a brand new identity to avoid the spotlight. So now she's free to do whatever she wants. She could even be your neighbor and you would never even know. Like this video for a part 2 of Evilest Children.
Really, bro? She did all those horrific acts, man? And deemed her a psychopath, and she just got out and got a new identities. And that's the end of that story, bro. Like you said, she could be a next door neighbor, bro. You never knew what she had done, man. Do you think people have a right to know so they can freaking, like, protect their kids and protect themselves? Questions we need to be asking, serious.
You are being lied to because no one has ever been in space. There is a theory that suggests we have never explored space due to a transparent barrier surrounding our world. Beyond this barrier, there is no open space or vacuum, but rather water. It may all sound crazy, but in 1962, the U.S. government detonated a few nuclear bombs in the sky, allegedly to test the atmosphere's reaction to their explosion. So they want us to believe. However, some claim that they were actually attempting to see if they could break through this invisible barrier. Ironically, this program was called Operation Fishbowl. This theory is fueled by the observation that many have noticed stars appear to twinkle or shimmer through a liquid-like substance when viewed with the naked eye or through a camera. Rocket enthusiasts have also noted that the rockets we have launched seem to encounter an invisible ceiling, creating an effect similar to what one would observe in water.
Y'all, this is
Operation Fishbowl, bro. They was dropping some freaking information, man. That get your brain turning, bro. Like, imagine he's saying we never been to space. It's all just an act. But yeah, like, why would they launch those nuclear weapons up there, bro? For testing, man? That could be covered for something else, bro. And to name it Operation Fishbowl, that just adds more fuel to the fire, man. What were they thinking, bro? Seekers, you got to dive in on that one, bro.
This is freaking insane. This Hawaiian mother gave birth to a baby girl on Tuesday, January 16th, and after she had the baby, she was seen dragging her down a sidewalk by the umbilical cord. So her name's Ashley Eileen Mele Lum. She's 41 years old, and reports say that she's homeless. She had been living somewhere in downtown Hilo for several years, and people would say that she was oftentimes erratic and would yell at random cars as they drove by. So police responded to the call at around 5:15 p.m. on Tuesday, January 16th, after several people called them to report what they had seen. They found the baby on the sidewalk with the umbilical cord still attached. Ashley had fled. They cut the cord from the baby, who was breathing, but she wasn't moving. She was rushed to the Hilo Medical Center to be evaluated and receive treatment, and thank God she was totally fine, and they estimated her gestation as being about 38 weeks. The police very quickly located and detained Ashley. They sent her to the hospital to be evaluated as well, and she ended up getting admitted. So they're not doing a whole lot with her right now, but after she's released, there will likely be charges. Now, a security officer who is not named told Island News that Lum had been in the area for at least a decade and was once hit by a car, and he added that she often wanders in the middle of the street. The security officer said that her behavior changes. Sometimes she's calm, and other times she appears to be in an agitated state. And he told the television station that he didn't think she knew she was even pregnant. So it sounds like there are some mental health issues going on. And regarding the baby, she's in the care of CPS.
Freaking, this insane story, bro. Like saying she was walking and freaking just dragging her baby by the umbilical cord, bro. I wonder how many people just freaking walked past her, man, because they said she was homeless and they didn't even do anything about it because I guess the way she was acting, bro. Man, this world can be a freaking evil place, bro. Even though she was homeless, man, she still, like I said, deserves some freaking help. What would you guys do if you saw something like that, man?
Alright, let's talk about it. This video went super viral with thousands and thousands of people asking, what exactly is this? Being the strange, morbidly curious person I am, I decided to look into it. You can find that device as well as countless other interesting items at the Lara Museum in Ronda, Spain. The museum is the private collection of Juan Antonio Jury. I took the 3D tour of the historical building, and it is filled with dozens and dozens of antique watches, clocks, cameras, bullfighting paraphernalia, and much more. The cellar, which is by far the most interesting in my opinion, is known as the Living Inquisition. Down in the cellar showcases things from the Spanish Inquisition as well as witchcraft. They also have a slew of other torture devices, the rack, the iron chair, and the Judas cradle, to name a few. That is also where you will find what is called the Consolation Machine. A deep dive into who created this machine, what was it for, and when was it built, turns up nothing. I managed to find a few pictures of the paper that is located on the machine in the video, and it reads as follows. The sex for Christianity is the most shameful act a human being can show. For this reason, it was thought to regulate it in a serious way. It was fixed some days of prohibition, and other days were authorized by only a procreation purpose. People who didn't obey these rules went to the hell. For witches were impossible to obey these rules the church imposed. My takeaway from that is that it was used against women or witches to punish them for indulging in such lewd acts. Still, so many questions. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
I'm scared for my...
The hell? That looks like a, so what it says, it's a freaking torture device, man. It's for women who do lewd acts. Man, back in the day, bro, people were freaking extreme, bro. Like, imagine if freaking women were to go through that freaking torture, bro. It's scary to even think about, man. Like, then you saw the wheel just turning, went up and down, like came up, go down, up a little down. Seekers, man. Back in the day, bro, man, people were on some freaking crazy crap, man.
Miley Cyrus, because the biggest conspiracy theory about her right now is that she's trapped in a cult. Yes, a cult. Did you notice she dropped the biggest song of the year, then disappeared? Did practically zero promotion for her album. Completely moved on to a new song, and the only promo she did for that was in a soundstage with her team, and the tweets were saying, I love that Miley's new cult is letting her do promo for her new single. Turns out it's because Miley has allegedly joined the cult, the Modern Mystery School, and has been hanging out with people from this school, along with the leader, Gundini Gundison, which sounds like some Sesame Street made-up name. To get an idea of the Modern Mystery School, they're a cult that vigorously heals your past trauma to make you the most enlightened, best version of yourself. And on the cover of their website, it says, you are not perfect the way you are. She's been seen and posting, hanging out with Lily and Blue, two light workers and healers from this cult since February 2023, and she's been seen chugging down Manipulation Station to their little cult gatherings. We know this is for the cult because on the website it always says, know thyself. People think what this cult does is break you down completely to build you up into who they want to be. A lot of past members say that they experienced really horrible trauma, physical, financial, and sexual exploitation, and he instills major fear about impending doom or personal safety onto his members to keep them in line. Miley even said she never wants to tour again, and one of her reasons was because of the feeling of her personal safety being in jeopardy. Miley's fans fear she's a
susceptible because she definitely has trauma to exploit in recent times, saying that she's working through the trauma of being harshly judged in her 20s, and the major trauma going on right now with her famous split family. Before I say the craziest part, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about all your favorite celebrities and request who you want to see next. Fans also think she's susceptible because she got involved with a cult figure after the Bangers era, Wayne Coyne. They did a lot of strange things together.
Why is that a damn cult, bro? I mean, he was lining up all that freaking information, man. And she was like, she said she was with two of the members, but the head said that you needed to pay the 20,000 or 100,000 man if you can join those cults, bro. And people said they were experiencing some bad things there, man. Like I said, it's always something, man, with these people, I guess people with power or fame, bro, they always seems to fall in with those type of crowds. I don't understand. Ooh. Got to do some more research into that.
A frozen human head and set of hands was found in a freezer outside of this home just a few days ago in Colorado. And here's the catch. Nobody knows who they belong to. So this house in western Colorado's Grand Junction was recently sold. As you can see from Google Maps images, there used to be a lot of trash and debris outside of the home. But when the brand new owners of the home were cleaning out the front of the house, which included a deep freezer, they made a disturbing discovery. When they opened up that deep freezer, like I said before, they found a severed human head and a pair of human hands. Now, the head and the hands were thoroughly frozen, and still they have not been identified. This discovery was made 6 days ago. But obviously, investigators are looking at all possible leads. They've thoroughly searched the property. And this is insane. They still have no idea who these head and hands belong to. I mean, I can't imagine moving into a new home. You just purchased this home. You're so excited to start your life in this new, beautiful location. You're cleaning the property up, and you find a severed head. It's something out of a horror movie. Once we find out more about this situation, I will be sure to make an update video. But, yeah, this is one of the craziest news stories that I personally think I've read in a long time.
Like, imagine, bro, you move into a new home, you talking about to start your new life, and you find a freaking severed hand in the head, bro. You'd be like, it's freaking boring, man. You have to freaking, I don't know if I can stay there, man. Me personally, I have to say, man, deuces, I'm out, because that's bad energy, bad vibes all from the start. I can't deal with that, bro. That was sticking in the back of my head, man, every moment I'm in the house. See, cause could you guys stay there, or do you have to go? What is that? Giants. Interesting. Whoa, what the hell? Damn cold. Do you see the mask they wearing? Definitely was into something, bro. You see all those people in those damn freaking masks, bro? I got major cult vibes off of that, man. Major vibes. I can like try to spot that out in a couple of seconds, man. I knew what was going on, bro. All they'll need is
Jimmy Hoffa was picked up in a burgundy Buick. He never left the car. Never left the car. As I know for a fact, the axle and the engine block was taken out, and they'll never find Jimmy Hoffa. It was put in a car crusher. The friction of that heat, he came out to be a 2x4 block of steel. The friction heat got rid of all the DNA.
Ooh.
They weren't going to leave Jim. Look, I mean, he was buried in giant seas. They had him all over the place. And the FBI, every time they want their budget, we found more evidence. We're going to go dig up this for 6 months. Get out of here.
Right, because I've interviewed Michael Franzese a couple times, and he's always said that Frank Sheeran did not kill Jimmy Hoffa.
No. And he didn't kill Joe Gallo either. Because a kid from the neighborhood called the club. The only reason Joe Gallo just left us at the Copa was Costello owned the Copa. I used to hang out there a lot. And he came to see Don Rivers. He was there with Jerry Orbach, his wife, Joe's wife, and him. They normally go to Mott Street, number 14, but there was nobody in the business. They closed it. So Orbach says to him, let's go to Umberto's. He didn't know Joe Gallo couldn't go on the street. So they went. Who's going to be there? 3 o'clock in the morning. Pinto sees him in there. He calls the...
Breaking news, 10,000 human remains have been...
That was from that voice alone, man. I knew that I was speaking Vlad TV, but he always interviews like people like that, man. The hitter said his body will never be found, bro. The guy freaking crushed that bad that there was no DNA left. Is that even possible? Could be, bro. Let's just see if he can. Insane thought to even think about, man. His body got crushed so bad there's like no DNA evidence left, so somebody got away with that crime. I mean, that could have happened, man. It's a possibility.
Been found on a serial killer's property, and they have now identified one of the victims. Herbert is considered one of Indiana's most notorious serial killers. His crime spree began over 30 years ago. Herbert, the owner of Fox Hollow Farms, is said to have lured men to his Westfield home in the mid-'80s through the mid-'90s. This was before disposing of their bodies in his backyard. In 1996, Herbert was found out after they found 10,000 bone fragments on his property. An investigation was opened, and Herbert took his own life in Canada shortly after. Though it has been over 20 years since the discovery was made, the coroner's office is still continuing to work through and identify all of his victims. Authorities say they have now identified one of the victims found in 1996. He has now been identified as Manuel Resendez, and he has gone missing over 30 years ago in August of 1993. They said that the identification was possible through the work of many forensic specialists collaborating. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
What would you do?
They said over 10,000 bone fragments. I don't think people understand that. Let me say that again. 10,000 bone fragments. They say he's been doing that for 30 years, bro. I just hear that they still like saying to this day. I guess they still freaking trying to figure out like and identify to notify the family of what people he took away from. That's just an evil man, bro. Ooh, 10,000 bone fragments, bro. Man, what the heck? Could someone even freaking just keep doing it over and over again, bro?
If you were offered $9 million, but you had to unalive your best friend. In 2019, 22-year-old Denali Brenner from Anchorage, Alaska, had met a guy online named Tyler. Tyler was supposedly a millionaire from Kansas, and he fell madly in love with Denali after meeting her online. Tyler had promised Denali $9 million if she SA'd and unalived someone. If she were to videotape the crimes and send him photos of what happened, then the money would be hers. The two quickly formed a close bond, and within months, they began their plans. The thing was, Tyler was lying about who he was. His name was actually Darren Shillmiller, and he wasn't a millionaire. He was just a regular guy living in Indiana.
She believed him?
Denali had no idea that he wasn't who he said he was. Denali and Darren had exchanged numerous messages how this plan was going to work. Denali took no time to choose her best friend, 19-year-old Cynthia Hoffman. Denali had chose 4 of her closest friends, and if they were to help out with the plan, they would get some of the money, which included 2 juveniles who have not been named. We have Caden and Caleb. On June 2nd of 2019, Cynthia had left her home to hang out with some friends. She failed to return home, so her father tried to report her as missing, but when he went to the police, they said that he had to wait at least 24 hours. Denali had called Cynthia's dad throughout the night, telling him how she hoped that Cynthia was okay, and since they were best friends, Cynthia's dad did not find this strange at all. A few days later, Cynthia's body was found in a river. She had suffered a gunshot wound in the back of her head. The police had investigated her death and put together details pretty quickly. Denali was then brought into the station for questioning. Denali had mentioned to investigators that all of the friends were playing a game where they all duct tape each other. Cynthia was first in the game, and she immediately knew it wasn't a game anymore when Denali had retrieved a gun and pointed it at her. That is when Caleb had grabbed the gun from Denali and shot Cynthia in the back of her head. Denali was excited what she had did to her best friend, so she immediately called Darren, and that's when she knew she was tricked. Denali had led detectives to the others who had participated, and they were arrested within a few days. In February of 2023, Denali had accepted a plea deal and will spend at least 30 years in prison. In August of 2023, Darren had pled guilty and he will be sentenced at a later date. As for Caleb, in November of 2023, he pled guilty to second-degree murder and he is expected to be in jail for up to 75 years.
Top 3 creep.
Damn, bro. Like I said, man, money is the root of all evil, bro. They heard 9 mil and she's like she said she was excited to do that, bro. Just for some money, man. Chose money and evil, man, to do that to your freaking best friend, bro. So, I mean, you gotta watch these people, man, who you're friends with, bro, because, bro, all for some money, bro, they'll return you on a spot like that, bro. You always gotta be careful, man, who you associate with, seekers. Learn anything from me, man, learn that.
Creepy last words people said right before dying. A nurse said that one night she was floated to oncology at the hospital she used to work at. She was given a patient who was passing away and had been unconscious for several days. At one point during the night, the nurse went into the room and the patient was on top of the bed. She looked at the nurse and said, "Don't let them take me." The nurse was freaked out and she asked her who was going to take her. And the patient said, "That black thing up there," and pointed up in the air. The patient died within minutes. A guy was rushed into a level 1 trauma facility from a motorcycle versus truck collision. The guy's able to talk at the beginning. He was drunk and cussing out the doctors and nurses trying to help him. They end up intubating him to preserve the airway and he's going downhill fast. He codes, but they manage to bring him back. Suddenly, the guy comes completely to, rips out his tube, grabs one of the med student's hands and lets out a breathy-like scream. "Don't let me die. I'm going to hell. Please don't let me die," he said. This freaks out everyone. The guy said he woke up in hell on fire and keeps begging someone to check his feet for burns. Nobody could believe that he pulled out his tube and was talking. Despite everything they did, the guy still died. The doctors and nurses were freaked out about it for weeks. Emma said that when she worked in a nursing home, they had a resident that was unpleasant, to say the least. One day, Emma was on bell duty. It was her responsibility to answer all the bells for 2 hours. And the man rang his bell and told her that there was a black dog under his bed. Emma looked under the bed, but there was nothing there. She thought that he could have possibly seen a dog because it was a hot day and the front door to the home was open. She told him that the dog must have gone out the door before she arrived. He rang the bell again a short time later, insisting that he could see a dog under the bed. Again, Emma couldn't see anything. This carried on. He became quite hysterical on one occasion, shouting that the black dog under his bed was trying to bite him and that it had red eyes. He looked terrified, and Emma couldn't calm him down for ages until the dog disappeared. She handed over what happened to the nurse in charge and went home as it was the end of her shift. The next day, she was on afternoon shift, and she found out that the man had died not long after she had gone home. It really freaked her out. Emma said that he was a very unpleasant man, and she often wondered if the dog was there to take him away to you-know-where.
I'm gonna ruin your childhood, part 78.
Stories.
In the movie Shrek, Lord Farquaad did something you probably didn't notice that will make you really mad. So in the beginning of the movie, you see Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear in these cages. But later on in the movie, in this scene, you see Papa Bear and Baby Bear, but where's Mama Bear? It is later revealed that Lord Farquaad turned Mama Bear into a rug in his room.
I never noticed that. Watching Shrek as a kid all those damn times, I didn't even notice that freaking small detail. What the hell? I'm telling you, bro, these movies and stuff, man, as you watch as a kid, bro, they have like some messages, man, or some stuff that goes on in the background, man. You're just freaking oblivious to it. Because obviously you were a kid, you ain't paying attention to it, man. But as you get older, you see the things in these movies and shows, bro. These secret messages, man. That's insane, bro. I never thought about that until freaking now. Seekers, bro. You gotta be aware, man. Have to be, bro. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Like I said, if you guys stay with me to the end, man, you're a true seeker, man. You're seeking the truth, man. So guys, or if we want to find some more seekers, man, we have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, Spread the word about it, man. Also, man, don't forget to hit the post notification bell, man, so you always get notified when I upload. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias as well, man. I'm kind of torn with the idea of, guys, do you think I should do daily uploads in February, man? It's only if you guys want me to, man. Like I said, I don't want to overflood you guys with content, man, but I think I can do it. But that's up to you guys, so tell me down below, man. Daily uploads in February? I think I'm up for the challenge, bro. I'm out. You guys can catch in the next videos. Peace, YouTube.